So I just showed you how to quick trim your hair by just taking all your sections and or bringing all your hair down to one section and then just trimming it off and working from working inward, outward, or to the outer parts of your hair. And that does give you a, pretty decent haircut, but if you want a more precise haircut, I will show you how to do that. And for me, I know you guys might be thinking, why is she cutting her hair all the time? I'm one of those people, I'm not attached to my hair, so I've been known to cut my hair like this short. Sometimes I've had an A-line. On occasion, I've just had a regular bob. And recently, my hair has been about this length. So it's, it gets to about this length and then it grows to about this length. And then I'm like, well, that's a little too long for me. So, a lot of people like to grow their hair out and, for as long as it can get. For me, it's a lot to deal with. So I'd rather have a more manageable length, and that length for me is about right here or maybe to my collarbone. So I'm just gonna let you know right now that this method is probably not going to be good for people with really long hair. If you're doing your own hair, if you're doing someone else's hair, then yeah, you can use this method to cut someone else's hair. But doing it yourself, having to position it so that it's straight and so that you can get a nice even cut, that will be a little difficult. So if your hair is about this length or maybe even a little shorter, like collarbone length, this will be a pretty easy haircut. Let's get into it. Okay, so once again, I'll be using my cutting shears. Do not use kitchen shears. Do not use the crafting shears. It's really bad for your hair. It can give your hair split ends, and also it will give you an uneven cut. I'll also be using clips to clip my hair out of the way. I'll have my 7-inch comb and also a rat tail comb. And I do have a mirror behind me, so I won't be looking directly into the lens. Hopefully I'll be looking into the lens as I'm talking to you, but I get a little confused. It's a lot of mirrors. So yeah, let's just get started. Okay, so this is the length of my hair in the back. As I told you, the previous method that I showed you, it does give you a pretty decent haircut or hair trim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small section of that large section and try to keep a straight line. And I'm going to clip this hair out of the way. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a middle section. So it's kind of like the same method, but you're just taking smaller sections of hair. I'm going to clip those out of the way. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one section and I'm going to pretty much do the exact same thing I did previously, but I'm going to only do it in a small section. And this is hopefully you can see, this is the amount of hair that I will be taking. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. And so now I am going to cut straight across. Oh, I hate these big shirts. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this next section, pretty much bring it down to where I just previously cut, and I'm going to cut that straight across. I will say it's very hard trying to cut in a double mirror. Okay, so that's what I have. So this is my previous length, this is the length that I have now. And so now I'm going to take that and I'm going to bring it straight down, and I'm going to get this little small part that is not even. Okay, so that's what I have now. And you can check it to see how even it is by just combing down and seeing if there's any points. If there's any points, then you want to cut that straight across. Now I'm going to do the other side. And again, you want to leave a little bit of the hair out so that you can see where you need to cut. And okay. So far this is what I have. And I'm just going to bring it all back to see if I have any points. Okay, and then I'm going to take my hair to the front. I'm going to see if there's any unevenness. I'm going to do the same thing that I did to the previous side. I'm just going to take it and cut off any excess. Okay. Alright, so now all that you're going to do is you're going to take another section, and I guess I should have said part your hair off. So I'm going to part my hair off like I did in my previous video. Okay. Now I'm going to take another section, like directly above that section. I'm not taking it too thick. And I'm just going to do that same method, cutting. When you take it thin, you can see where you previously cut. So I'm just going to cut that to that section. I mean, you don't have to clip your hair out of the way. Like if your hair stays out of the way, then by all means just do that. So I'm going to take it down, and I'm going to see where I can see the shadow of where I previously cut. So now I'm just going to cut that. I will say that this way of cutting is a little more time consuming, but it is worth it if you're wanting to have even hair. And this part I'm just going to take straight down. I guess I kind of need to see this way. Just going to take straight down. So that's what I have so far. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing throughout my whole head. I'm just going to be taking small sections and bringing it down towards that the very first cut that I cut, and I'm just going to cut them all the same length. And I'm just going to fast forward now. So this is how I do the front part, excuse me, this is how I do the back part. So now I'm going to do the front part. Okay, so apparently my camera decided it wanted to cut off as I was showing you that. But pretty much all that I'm doing is just taking my hair and just bringing all of it down to the front and then just cutting it. Like that. And that's in regards to the top part. So, this is how I give myself a more detailed haircut or trim or whatever you want to call it. If you have really long hair, this method will be difficult for you if you're doing it by yourself. If someone else is doing it on you, you know, they can follow this method and they'll pretty much, as long as they keep their, or as long as you keep your hair, so your tension, so by tension I mean you hold your hair really taut. Keep it in between your fingers, don't have loose fingers, and you should be able to keep the line pretty straight. And working from the bottom and bringing everything down to that first cut will ensure that you do have an even haircut. And if you do not, all you have to do is just take the comb and then just comb everything out towards the end and then see if you've missed any spots. Like me, I've missed some spots, so I'm gonna trim that. And you know, you pretty much just go through and check your hair to see how straight it actually is. Okay, that side's actually pretty good. But that's, you know, you get the general principle. My hair feels so thick. I love it. Yeah, if you're not scared of taking your hair short like this by doing it yourself, then it's easy to grab your hair. It's easier to grab your hair at a shorter length than it is if your hair was, say, you know, down your back. It's more difficult. But if you're doing this haircut on someone else, then of course you just keep your tension and just cut a straight line, bring down another small section, cut a straight line, and continue doing that throughout the whole head. And that will give you a really nice haircut, or a really nice blunt haircut. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope, you know, my previous one was the quick way to give yourself a trim. This was the more detailed way. I hope that you guys could grasp the concept of, you know, trimming your own hair and bringing each section down to one point of origin in order to ensure that you have a straight line. It's a little more time consuming, but it's well worth it because you get a better haircut, you get a straighter haircut, and you know, your hair will be nice, thick, and very full. So, alright you guys, that's it.